The 10 worst jobs in the world that will make you love your office job. Tired of your boring 9 to 5? Hate your boss? Think your job sucks? Well, hold on, because after watching this, you'll be begging to work overtime. From dodging literal explosions to being a human toilet, here are the 10 worst jobs in the world that make flipping burgers look like a luxury. 10. Crime scene cleaner. Ever watched a crime show and thought, man, I'd love to be a detective? Well, congratulations, because someone has to clean up after those detectives leave. Welcome to the world of crime scene cleaning, where your daily tasks include wiping bloodstains off walls, scraping bits of human remains from ceilings, and, if you're really lucky, finding a stray eyeball behind the couch. And, before you ask, no, crime scenes don't magically smell like cleaning products. They smell like decomposition, regret, and whatever air freshener was last used in a desperate attempt to mask it. But don't worry, you won't be completely alone. Maggots will keep you company, lots of them. And if you do this job long enough, you might even start naming them. The best part? You don't just clean up crime scenes. You also get to handle decomposing bodies that have been marinating for weeks. Nothing like opening an apartment door and being greeted by the stench of a human stew. But hey, no annoying coworkers, right? Unless you count the ghosts. 9. Portable toilet cleaner. Imagine being surrounded by human waste all day. Now imagine it's not even yours. Welcome to the life of a portable toilet cleaner, where your main job is vacuuming up mystery sludge from a plastic box that has been baking in the sun at a music festival for 3 days straight. On a lucky day, you might just find someone passed out inside, because yes, people do that, and no, they don't tip. And let's talk about that smell. It's not just bad, it's a new level of horror. It clings to your clothes, your hair, your very soul. People will smell you before they see you. And if you think modern technology has made this job easier, think again. Your high-tech equipment is basically a glorified vacuum hose. And trust me, you do not want that thing to malfunction. But hey, at least you get to work outdoors, in the fresh air. Kinda. 8. Sewer diver. Yes, that's a real job. If you thought unclogging your sink was gross, meet sewer divers, the brave souls who literally swim in raw sewage to fix underground pipes. Yes, this is an actual profession. No, they don't get paid enough. Forget about fancy scuba gear. These guys jump into a swirling abyss of poop, rats, and whatever people decide to flush down the toilet. And, because hazmat suits are for the weak, they often do this with just a wetsuit and an iron stomach. On the bright side, at least they don't have to deal with annoying coworkers. Unless you count the giant mutant rats. And, before you ask, no, they don't get hazard pay, just trauma. 7. Cattle castrator. Ever wanted a job where you get paid to crush dreams? Well, look no further than a cattle castrator. Your daily task? Snipping off cow testicles with a pair of rusty pliers while making eye contact with a very confused animal. It's the kind of job where one wrong move could turn you into a soprano. And it's not just about cutting. There's a whole process. Tying, pulling, snipping, and hoping the cow doesn't decide to kick you into another dimension. But hey, at least the cows aren't sending you passive-aggressive emails. 6. Oil rig worker. Love the idea of working 16-hour shifts on a floating death trap in the middle of the ocean? Then boy, do I have the job for you. Oil rig workers spend weeks away from home, battling hurricane-force winds, dodging explosions, and trying not to fall into the shark-infested waters below. The food? It's basically a prison diet. The beds? More like oversized coffins. And the Wi-Fi sucks. But hey, at least the paycheck is decent if you survive long enough to cash it. 5. Human scarecrow. Yes, this is a real job. Somewhere in the world, there's a guy getting paid to stand in a field and wave his arms around to scare off birds. It's basically the real-life version of those wacky inflatable tube men, except instead of a fun amusement park, you're standing in a cornfield questioning your life choices. And on a lucky day, you'll get to fight off an actual crow attack, because birds don't take threats lightly. At least you don't need a degree for this one. Just a high tolerance for boredom and the ability to look intimidating to a pigeon. 4. Roadkill collector. Ever driven past a squished raccoon on the highway and thought, someone should clean that up? Well, someone does, and they get paid minimum wage to do it. Introducing the Roadkill collector, aka the person responsible for shoveling flattened possums off the pavement and pretending it's normal. And worst of all, drivers don't even slow down. Hope you like playing Frogger, Extreme Edition. 3. Volcano tour guide. Want a job where one wrong step turns you into a human marshmallow? Become a volcano tour guide. Your job is to lead clueless tourists up an active volcano while convincing them they're totally safe, even though your last coworker got turned into lava soup last week. And no, volcano insurance isn't a thing. 2. Maggot farmer. Imagine walking into a warehouse filled with millions of writhing larvae, all wriggling around in rotting meat. And your job? Encourage them to grow. At least it's good for the environment, and a great way to lose your appetite forever. 1. Chief Elephant Poop Inspector. Yes, this is real. Someone's job is to examine elephant dung up close for health issues. And guess what? Elephants poop about 300 pounds per day. So next time you complain about your job, just remember, at least you're not an elephant poop inspector. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Which job would you rather quit life than do?